Hey, Elizabeth. I'm going to walk you through some steps for how to do the improvisation for Keyboard Olympics. If you have the piece of paper in front of you, I sent your mom the piece called Drummer in the Band. And if you notice in the top corner, it says the key of C major. So what you're going to do is you are making up a melody, a right hand melody only. You only have to use your right hand. And you are just going to use the pitches from the C five-finger scale. So C, D, E, F, or G. So again, you're creating the notes that you want to play in the order that you want to play them. And you are going to look on your page for the rhythm and then the chord symbols that's written right above it. All right. So first thing I would do is let's take a look at the rhythm, and you may just want to tap that to kind of get that groundwork in your head. So the rhythm for this one would be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So quarter notes and half notes. Hold your half notes for 2 beats. Okay, you have 2 chords, the 1 chord and the 5 chord. All right, so when you are making choices for your 1 chord, you probably want to use the notes 1, 3, or 5. So in C, in your C major key, that would be the pitches C, E, or G. Those are going to sound really good in the measures marked with the 1 chord. All right, when you switch to the 5 chord, the note choices for that would be 2, 4, or 5. So in C, that would be notes D, F, or G. So I'm going to say those one more time. If you have a 1 chord for a measure, your choices would be notes 1, 3, and 5. So that would be C, E, or G. And then when you switch to the 5 chord, your note choices are 2, 4, and 5. So that would be D, F, and G. Okay. One more rule for this. I think it's always really good to start and end on your home pitch. So you could go ahead and even write those in above the notes if you want to write the letter names in. So you can write a C by the first note and a C by the last note. Okay. So making up your melody. So first measure, we're looking at the first measure, looking at that rhythm, and we see the 1 chord. We know we're going to start on a C. Elizabeth, you can use repeated notes. You can use skips are okay. Steps are really, really nice. So maybe a repeated note, maybe a step, and then you can do skips or wider intervals as well. So if you stepped C, D, you might think, well, the D is not one of those choices that I just mentioned, but that's okay. It would just be between the C and the E, which are good with the 1 chord. So C, D, E, that would be perfectly fine for a melody. It actually sounds great for a melody. So that's what I'm going to pick for measure 1 for my choices. C, D, E. So measure 2 is marked the 5 chord. So we have the notes 2, 4, 5, D, F, G. So I think I'm going to start on a D and step up again. D, E, F. So now to measure 3. It's another 5 chord. So D, F, G are my choices. I'm going to go back to the D and step up. D, E, F, G. And then for my last measure, I'm just going to come down to C and end on my home pitch. So listen to it all together. This is what it would sound like from the beginning. After you can play it and it's pretty smooth and your rhythm's good, like your half notes, you want to play it with the backing track. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go.